Yo, 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 what is going on, COD Familia? It is your boy BN, aka Mr. Kingdom Builder, and today, well, it is somewhat depressing a little bit, but I wanted to show this because I also think it's kind of interesting to do a test to see what happens, right? So, our center fortress is actually about to be destroyed, and though normally you probably wouldn't be seeing this level of excitement when those words come out of my mouth, we are going to be checking a couple things today, and then just kind of explaining and going over some additional information as well. As always, if you enjoy the content, make sure you sub, like, ring the notification bell. And of course, if you want to join and be a part of our conversation, hit up the Discord. You can find a link to that in the pinned comment description right down below. So yeah, anytime now, it is about to happen. Seconds away. Okay, cool. So it's gone. Now we were at 120 capacity, and there's a couple things we want to see, and test purposes, right, to see what happens. So we control a couple behemoths, and we also control one level 1 pass. We also had, I think, about 109 or 110 people in the alliance, and we had a max capacity of about 120. So I'm curious to see what has changed in production, because I think sometimes it can be good information to go forward with, along with, can we place a new one as well? And so I'm just taking a look right now. So it actually looks like we had core, just like a few seconds left. So we actually had like 2 people leave just before, which, yeah, could be coincidence or not. So interesting. Wow. So we were at 120. From losing the center fortress, we only lost 16 spots. Which is really interesting. I'll be honest, I thought we were going to lose more than that. And it seems that when we look at let me see if we have an overview here for what we're getting, right? So this is what we have. We have 4, right? So currently we have 2 giants. It looks like 1 is invalid. Oh, that's just because. Got it. So, and then we lost +2. So I guess technically we could be at 122 for a member capacity, right? We still have the +6 that's coming in from the Giants. So even if we lose those connections and we go down, we would still be at, what would be at 98, right? Because our tech that we have actually is pretty good. We've already maxed out Divine Covenant 3. So we have max member capacity that you can get, right? At this point, the only additional member capacity that we can get is just from a center fortress, getting more behemoths, I believe building some more flags, and then I'm not sure if we get anything from building additional alliance fortresses just because we haven't tested that yet. But if I go into territory, I can see here alliance core fortress. Cool. So we actually have enough, could arguably build this at any point in time. So that's interesting. Let's zoom out now, and I'm just curious on what happens, right? Do we still have control of the behemoths? Oh, interesting. So, wow, let's see here. We do. Closed, refresh time, interesting. So even though the territory has been disconnected, we still have control of the behemoths, which means that if you think about it, this is really interesting here because you could arguably flag out to a behemoth, capture it, and then remove the flags and then basically go in a different direction, right? It's almost like you're kind of doing I don't want to say a quick cap, but you're kind of going out there, but even if you don't need to go out there, you're just doing it so you can capture the behemoth and then leave. That's interesting. I wonder if that's something they will change, because if not, you could potentially take over every behemoth in a region or ones that are out of your reach just by flagging. Maybe you even do a fort drop just because you have the resources to do it. Maybe you do a fort drop or a second fort drop that's maybe centralized between some of the behemoths, and then you build out, and then you just destroy those because you don't want to build out in that direction. You're just doing it in order to capture those. However, the challenge with doing that, right, one of the drawbacks is that if someone goes out there to attack it, it might be hard for you to go and defend. So that's kind of one thing. So cool, we kept it. I'm curious, did we keep the pass? Wow, let me see here. So looks like, let's take a look. Wow, so we actually did keep the pass as well. Pass can move through it, yeah. So cool, so we actually don't need to worry. Now it says in contention. So I'm wondering what that means. I mean, obviously at the moment it says we still own it, so that means any of our allies, I'm assuming, or anyone we have unions with, is still able to pass through that because we own it. So that's a big learn right there, right? Is that Behemoths do not have to have connected territory to it, and I'll show you guys something too as well, which is, I think I'm in Darlon. Let me go up here real quick, because there's something I want to show you guys that I thought was really interesting. So here it is. So here's a behemoth that someone owns, just to show you an example, right? There's no connecting territory, but they own it. This is DAW4, right? And again, they still have it. It's been closed. They probably had this for a while, but it just goes to show you that, hey, you can still control this. You still get the buffs and the benefits from it, even if you don't have the territory connected. Now, again, as I said, I'm curious if they'll change that in the future, where you have to have connecting territory in order to get the benefits, but that's how it is, and that seems to be applying for alliances. So, yeah, if anything, I'm sure some people are curious, maybe just to kind of give a status update on the situation, because I know EMP has removed that CF, so there's a good chance they're probably going to end up going for the two giant behemoths next, and take those most likely just to remove. Would be my assumption, and from there, yeah, man, it's almost like, what do you do next at that point, because your CF has been destroyed. What I will say is that it's really good to have relationships in kingdoms, right? It's good to build rapport with players, leaders, and other officers, because it can potentially give you opportunities going forward, to where even if all hope may seem lost, you can still potentially arguably recover. And I think that we're in a good place right now. At least I'm hoping we will be. Kind of all roads are leading to us still being in a good place. And if these things end up panning out, I'll definitely do another video to give you guys an update on S2. I know I kind of have to do an overview video of all the Zone 1s, and that's one of the things I really want to do as well. But I wanted to at least show you guys this, because I thought there's some really cool, interesting information that you can take away when you're looking at how to kind of play the map out here in Call of Dragons. All right, well, that's it for me. So always in good spirits, and of course, if anyone has any thoughts or comments, right? If maybe after you hearing me and seeing me explain and show this off, maybe you're kind of your strategic tactical mind is already running, and you're coming up with ideas on how you could maybe play that out. I would love to hear any thoughts and feedback in those comments down below. That is going to be it for me. This was a quick one. So as always, man, I hope you guys have a fantastic day wherever you might be. That is it for me. Until next time, I'll catch you later.